Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller. And today we're going to be doing a what sold video, which will be for the weekend of May the 15th through the 17th. I didn't realize we hadn't made this video, so here it is. I've got very few sales on eBay, but thank goodness I have sales on Etsy, Poshmark, and Mercari. And it's not in this video, but I just have to say I have started cross-listing to Whatnot, and I actually made my first buy it now sell on there also. So at some point, hopefully that week, I'll have 6 platforms. I think it's going to be in 2 videos, but that was a nice, pleasant surprise to just have been cross-listing for 2 days and made a sale. So it's motivating.
I just made a Depop sale.
Did you?
I did.
For sure, or is it floating? They paid.
No. He made a sale.
Yes.
I did the math wrong because I'm actually promoting on Depop now.
Oh.
I forgot to account for that when we were doing the math earlier.
Ooh, I probably should. Anybody else promoting? I think they do like an 8% or something, right?
I can't remember. But
I think it's 8%.
You can promote specific items or you can promote your store. I just have the whole store promoted just for simplicity.
Yeah.
But when you're considering, the price you're going to take for something, like on eBay, I have something listed for $20. I know that with clothes, there's about a 12% promotion rate on clothes because I promote them all at the trending rate, and it's around 12%. Then there's the 13% eBay, so you're looking at 25%.
If it sells promoted.
If it sells promoted, and just assume that it's gonna. So if I sell something for $20, I lose $5 right off the top. If I'm selling it on Poshmark, I'm not promoting there. I'm only going to lose $4 for the fee. So I can take $1 less on Poshmark than I can on eBay and make the same amount of money. On Depop, I'm promoting. Rebel said she thinks it's 8. So we'll go with 8. And you've got about 3 to 4%. So you got about 12% in fees there with the promotions, but it's not 25, it's 12. And it makes a difference. And on Poshmark, you're only paying on the $20. And on eBay, you're paying on the $20 plus the shipping, and most of mine are jeans. Taxes. So that's another $7, you could say. So it really adds up over there.
Yep.
We've talked about this recently, but just that sale made me think of it. So you can sell things for cheaper prices on some platforms than you can others and still make the same amount of profit.
Yep.
That's the short way of saying all those words I just said.
Let me go ahead and show you some of the sales that I had on my platforms. All right, first, Poshmark. Well, that's quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that weekend. And let's just compare that to eBay. It was about 8. There may have been a few that I didn't show, but yeah, crazy. First thing sold, these Lee women's 14 petite jeans sold for $9. Any clothes that are still in eBay or in my platforms is the stuff that I just never did get over to Robert, and most of them have been marked down to like $10 just to make them gone. And then this Barrington collection little blanket, mini blanket, sold for $8. Old listing. Another old listing, West Bend ThermoServe coffee cups, sold for $10. Wrangler men's jeans, sold for $11. Starbucks. We sold all of the 3 Starbucks that Robert had picked up at a yard sale for $1 each. They were the You Are Here collection. This is the London one. It sold on Poshmark for $25. These next 3 were a bundle sale. They offered me $25 for 3 puzzles. I had to wait till we could get out here. We pulled them because 25, yes, if it was going to stay in the 5 pound and under weight. But if it had to have gone up to the next weight, which a lot of these puzzles are 2 to 3 pounds, I wouldn't have been able to accept the 25. I would have probably went ahead and countered 30. But we got it over here. Robert got it in a box that he cut down to the perfect size, and it stayed under 5 pounds. So these 3 puzzles, I took a $25 offer. White Mountain, Autumn Porch, Wheels, 750 piece. This was from that store, that pallet store we went to. What was it called? I don't remember. We went on $1 day, and we filled up like 2 shopping carts full of stuff. This puzzle was a part of it, so I paid $1 for it. And then another panoramic puzzle. So for the 3, I took a $25 offer.
I had to cut the end flaps off of the box.
It was just barely too heavy.
So I had to cut them off, make them a little shorter to get it, because it was right at 5 pounds. And we put the label on the scale with it. It went to 5 pounds, 0.1 ounces. So I cut those tabs off a little bit, flaps off a little bit, and got it, because then we got to add tape on it too. So that got it under the weight, so it could go at 5 pounds.
But if it had been 3 of just like the White Mountains, nope, it would have not made it. So just keep that in mind when you're dealing with bundle offers, especially on Posh. You got to account, is it going to stay under the 5 pounds? All right, and then on Mercari, I have 4 sales. First one was this Fisher Price Teddy Betty Bear crib toy. It sold for $21.21. The other Starbucks mug, this was Alaska, sold for $19. These were from that Peanuts lot that we picked up. This is a Peanut Snoopy coin bank and candy holder with a little scoop, sold for $15. And then this little Carter's Gray Elephant security blanket lovey, sold for $8.50. Then I had 4 sales on Etsy. These first 5 Fisher Price record player music box replacements sold. These were from a recent gift box that I got from Sharon. First sales from that box. I listed the 2 different types of records. This one sold very quickly on Etsy for $17.95. Funny thing is I had listed this to all the platforms, including Depop. I got hit with a listing removal because they thought that this was electronics. I appealed it because it's not electronic. It's for a wind-up musical toy. They went ahead and accepted the appeal, relisted them, and then they sold right away. You just got to be careful with Depop. Nothing electronic, nothing with like batteries. And so far I've learned nothing with like baby teethers and stuff like that. And then I sold, this was another very quick sell. Picked this up at the Dayton bins. This is a Play School sensory rattle ball. Kind of had the rain stick sounds to it. Sold very quickly on Etsy for $22.45. This also was from that Peanuts lot that we picked up. It is a Walmart's Child's digital watch with changeable faces. Sold for $13.45. And then these I don't even know has this made it into a haul yet? I don't even think this made it to a haul yet. These were some vintage children's like aluminum dish set. I bought a huge box full. This is just part of it. Paid $15 for all of it. And then this first amount has already sold for $44.95.
We stopped in it. This was the neighborhood sale way out there.
Yep.
And we went to this, and Rebel was being sort of yard sale snooty that day. She was, sour is the word. Her heart was pouring forth that day. And she walked past. I was like, hey, we got this. And,
I walked right past them.
So then we decided, that's a good thing to get. So we paid, went down the road to another yard sale, and then turned on a side street, went to another yard sale there. And I was like, hey, look, there's one across the street. So we walked up through there, and she started looking around at all the stuff. And it took me like 1 second to realize that. So I went over to the lady having it and told her, I was like, I'm just waiting to see how long it's going to take her to realize we've already been to this yard sale today. It was about 5 more seconds, I think.
Yeah, I was pretty quick on that one. I was like, there was something that was like, I've already seen that. And we had walked in one way and then parked in the other way and walked up to the house a different way. Yeah, it was funny.
The houses, it's not like a little house in town with a little yard. They were very large yards, and it was we gone down the side street that teed off with the street we had been on. So it could be easily confused, but I caught on real quick. I was just Rebel's not very directionally oriented.
Yeah, Rebel's not very observant. I don't look at people's faces. We could have gone to that house 5 times, and I could not tell you what the lady's looks like. I just happened to see something that was like, hey, we've been here before. All right, eBay. Another very quick sale. This was Baby Bop plush vintage, sold very quickly, $22. Kermit the Frog by Just Play sold for $8.96. Heel House Lewis and Clark dog plush. This is the second one that I've had of this plush. This one's missing the collar. It really took away from the value, but I still sold it $14. Fisher Price Wind Up Monkey plush, been listed forever, 2 to 3 years, $13.45. Baby Soft Green Insect Lovey sold for $17. Eden Musical Wind-Up Dog Plush sold for $33.07. These were some Burger King Scooby-Doo things that I put together. I've been ending listings and putting them together to make lots. This sold for $16.
You've changed how you're doing your lots lately, because you've always done it that you have one item or a couple items in a lot. You take your new item, you put all the stuff out, you take a picture of all of it together, and then you only take pictures of the new item.
Right.
And then you're done. And that is, you've created your new lot. You have changed how you're doing that now.
Yes. I am no longer adding stuff to lots. I'm starting from scratch. I'm going ahead and...
You're adding it to the lot, but you're like nuking the whole listing.
Yes, I'm not using the same listings. Yes, it would be a whole lot faster, but I'm not wanting to use the same listings anymore. I'm redoing all of the photos, and I'm letting Nifty's AI generator make me new listings with all of the fancy bullet points and descriptions and just everything. And it's no longer going to be seen as a listing that has been staying on eBay over and over and over again. So that's only been in the last few weeks. I'm just going to be making new listings for any time that I'm combining an old listing or old items with a new item. And hopefully, eventually, you know, a lot of my listings are going to be updated. And by fourth quarter, you know, hopefully I'll be, you know, selling a whole bunch of this.
I have to stand up here in Rebel's defense. If she sounds like that was incoherent babble and repetitive, the neighbor has a guy that mows his yard, and he's decided now that we're recording a video, this is the perfect time to come mow. And anytime he gets close back here, it just gets really loud. So we have to pause. And we have the memory and attention span of like gerbils that have been knocked out or something, I guess. And so if we repeated something there, that's why, because we had to stop a bunch of times. So let him make a lap and then go back to the other part of the yard.
And then my best sell of the weekend was this. And this is funny because I have a shelf that's kind of full of some old stuff that was going to go in a yard sale but never made it to a yard sale, or it's my kids' old dinosaurs and Playmobil, and I've just not gotten to them yet. But this was sitting in there, and at some point I had a $2 yard sale sticker on the bag of these. And comps were ridiculous on these. So I went ahead and listed them for $100 and sold the whole lot for $90. These are Fisher-Price refrigerator magnets. There's the ABCs and the food. So if you find any of them, definitely one to be picking up.
So those are about $9 a piece.
Yeah. And I probably, if I had broke up and did like an ABC and the 3 food and then the extras, I may have been able to get more. I just didn't want to go back and redo the pictures because I do all my pictures first and then I decide how much I'm going to list them for. But yeah, ridiculous prices on these to have a $2 yard sale sticker on them. And they didn't sell at a yard sale. All right, and then Robert. He had, let's see, right here. He had 1 Poshmark sale and a few eBays. First is the Poshmark silver jeans shorts sold for $19. Talbot's cargo pants sold for $12. Big Star Pioneer jeans sold for $26.71. I don't even know what the brand is on these. Women's denim jeans, 14 petite. I don't know what we've done there. Oh, Riders. But for some reason, it's not in the title. That's crazy. Been listed a while. Now we know why. But they sold for $15.01. Guyam, don't know. Women's yoga pants sold for $12. Ralph Lauren women's capri pants sold for $11.41. All right, man, that was painful to make because of the mowing. But
you got through it.
I got through it, yes. We're going to try to go ahead and possibly do another haul video of the new stuff that we picked up at the Dayton Bins. I've got my treasure right here to share with you guys from there. And, you know, I'm so grateful that we are doing all of this cross-listing because I would be in a panic at this point. You know, if I had to survive on just, you know, what I've done all these years, eBay has been it for me for years and years and years.
Until the last several.
But then I was hit and miss. I'd stay on them and I'd get frustrated and I'd take everything down. And, you know, I've tried Bonanza a couple times. Nope, didn't like it. And, you know, this time, thanks to Nifty, it was so easy to get everything cross-listed. They have been amazing as far as making sure everything is delisted. No issues at all. And so if you're afraid of that because you're afraid things aren't going to get delisted properly, not an issue, even with 7,000 listings.
If there's ever an issue that something can't be delisted, because like Mercari and Depop, sometimes they get disconnected because the sign-in only lasts for so long. If they can't delist it, they send you an email that says, hey, we couldn't list this on Depop. You got that, was it this morning or yesterday morning? That Depop got disconnected from her Nifty account because it's a timing issue. It's going to happen regularly because of the nature of security with Depop and Mercari. And they sent her an email, hey, we couldn't delist this. That way she knows to go deal with it.
And in sales detection, it's big red letters that this item was not delisted. You cannot miss it. Because we go into sales detection to pull everything every day. It just makes things so much easier.
It does.
So I knew right away that I needed to go in first, get signed back into Depop, and then go in and manually delist that one item. But so far, I've had 0 issues with the delisting process.
So you're saying with Nifty and cross-listing, don't panic.
Nope. Don't panic. Nope. Just keep going. And right now, I'm really focused on getting everything cross-listed to Depop. That can be, and whatnot.
That was just a lame excuse to be able to use the
song.
No, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, I didn't watch that. Or did I?
Oh, don't. If you haven't watched it, don't. It's horrendous. Read the book.
Yes.
Read the book. Don't watch it.
All right, y'all. It's time to get to work. Bye.